This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome, and thanks for joining us here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio's News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. It's Thursday, August 5th.
Well, the state of Nevada is receiving billions of dollars from the federal government through the American Rescue Plan Act. More than $1 billion is going directly to local communities. And state and local leaders want our ideas as to how best spend that money. So they're setting out on a statewide listening tour, making 75 stops in 75 days. Governor Steve Sisolak, along with other state leaders, says this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
For too long, we have underinvested in vital programs and services that help to increase opportunities for Nevadans. As a result, we've consistently found ourselves at the bottom of every bad list. This ends today. We have too many kids in too many crowded classrooms. Our lack of affordable housing has resulted in skyrocketing rent, while home ownership is becoming increasingly out of reach. We have thousands of workers living paycheck to paycheck who are in need of training programs that will help them find good-paying jobs. Fortunately, we now have the opportunity to do something for Nevadans that we've never done before.
The funding I helped secure is the single largest infusion of federal dollars into our state in history. We have a unique opportunity not only to recover from the devastating impacts of this pandemic, but to also build a stronger, more resilient economy where every Nevadan has a seat at the table. By listening to the voices of Nevadans and working together with federal, state, and local officials, we can develop a plan to invest directly into our communities and uplift hardworking families.
That's why we're hitting the road and going on a listening tour over 75 days, so we can go directly into communities, meet people where they are, and listen to how they think these dollars should be spent. Through town halls, community meetings, and some hard conversations with real people, we'll better understand the challenges that Nevadans face every day as we work to find long-term solutions towards building the Nevada we deserve.
It's going to take all of us to make sure that the economic damage of the last year never happens again. But by working collaboratively with our community partners, we can ensure that working families have the resources that they need to put food on the table and recover from this pandemic stronger than ever.
Nevada's restaurants, bars, venues, and small businesses were hit especially hard during this pandemic. But through a partnership between Washington, the state, and local leaders, we were able to deliver much needed relief, but we know that we still have much more work to do.
Now that we're coming out of this pandemic, it's going to take all of us working together to rebuild our state into what we know it can be. I'm incredibly proud to launch this statewide listening tour, and I'm encouraging every Nevadan to join us and make their voices heard. It's not going to be easy, and I'm sure we're going to have difficult conversations along the way. But we have a responsibility to use these federal dollars as effectively as possible. I hope you'll join us over the next few months as we work to build a more resilient state for the next generation of Nevadans. Let's get to work.
And for more information, go online to nevadarecovers.com. That's where you'll find a link to participate in the survey to tell state leaders how you'd like them to spend those dollars to help you, your family, and your community.
And in more local news, a Pahrump woman arrested twice back in May has now made a deal with prosecutors and is pleading guilty to a set of reduced charges.
36-year-old Leah Armendariz was facing several charges after being arrested twice in May of this year, but she reached a deal with the state, pleading guilty to only some of those charges. She and her attorney, Ronnie Boscovich, appeared before Judge Robert Lane in Nye County 5th Judicial District Court. Boscovich explained that Armendariz was pleading guilty to 3 counts of burglary of a structure, a Category D felony, and 1 count of possession of a document or personal identifying information to establish false status or identity, a Category C felony. Boscovich told the judge this this is a global resolution covering a number of outstanding cases against Armendariz. As part of the deal, the state and Boscovich agree the sentence should be suspended and recommend that Armendariz be granted probation. Judge Lane explained that he would have the final say as to what her sentence would be and made sure Armendariz understood she could face up to 17 years in prison.
The Division of Parole and Probation is going to do a pre-sentence investigation report for me. Right now, I know nothing about your case, zero. But the pre-sentence investigation report will set forth the offense synopsis of what occurred, all the different charges that they're dismissing, what's going away, and your criminal history. And the weekend before your sentencing, I'll read that PSI. Then we'll come into court, and your attorney and you will say what you want to say, and he'll say it, and other people will all stand up and say, she's a wonderful girl, give her probation. But I'm free to do whatever I want. And even though they're saying they'll drop those charges down or go away and everything else, I could say, no, I'm going to give her 17 years in prison if I want to. Do you understand? Yes, sir.
In exchange for her guilty plea, both her attorney and the state retain the right to argue the term of sentencing. But no matter the outcome, each term of incarceration will run consecutively. Armendariz will be back in court September 27th when Judge Lane will announce her sentence.
Thanks to Brad Francis for that report. Well, a Pahrump man is under arrest and facing a charge of arson after firefighters respond to a fire at an abandoned structure.
Dirk Van Noordheim is under arrest and facing 1 count of second-degree arson. In the early morning hours of July 28th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to an address on East Bickford Way in Pahrump for an abandoned structure on fire. According to the arrest report, firefighters who were already on scene advised they were out with an aggressive male, later identified as Van Noordheim, who admitted to starting the fire. Deputies spoke with Van Noordheim and say he admitted to them that he started the fire. Van Noordheim told deputies he decided to take a nap inside the building. He went on to explain that when he woke up, his phone was dead and that he started the fire to signal for help. Deputies in their report say although Van Noordheim said he set the structure on fire to signal for help, he later stated that he did not intend to set the building on fire and was only trying to make a smaller fire. Deputies say Van Noordheim was energetic, moving around, confrontational, and capable of walking into town. Van Noordheim was arrested for arson of an abandoned structure and transported to the Nye County Detention Center.
All right, stay tuned. News 25 will be right back with much more local news.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, a driver involved in a crash here in Pahrump is now under arrest after authorities say he was charged with driving a stolen vehicle.
Brian Lewis was placed under arrest and booked into the Nye County Detention Center on 1 count of buying, possessing, receiving, or withholding stolen property worth $5,000 to $25,000. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to a 2-vehicle crash Monday evening at the intersection of Mance Road and Money Street. Deputies say Lewis admitted he was driving a red Ford F-150, one of the vehicles involved in the crash. The truck displayed a fictitious plate, and a check of the vehicle's VIN confirmed the truck had been reported stolen out of Las Vegas. According to the arrest report, Lewis told deputies he got the truck from a friend of a friend named Chase, but he didn't know Chase's last name. A records check revealed Lewis was previously a suspect in another stolen vehicle case. Lewis was placed under arrest and taken to jail without incident.
Well, the driver of a pickup truck was taken into police custody after driving his truck into another vehicle at the entrance to Meadows Bake Plaza on Highway 160 here in Pahrump today.
The driver of a pickup truck was taken into police custody after driving his truck into another vehicle at the entrance to Meadows Bank Plaza on Highway 160 in Pahrump. Witnesses say the pickup tried to turn into the exit of the center, where an SUV was already stopped, waiting to turn out onto 160. He reportedly tried to flee after the crash, but his truck stopped after jumping a curb in the parking lot. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue assessed both drivers, but no one was transported to the hospital, and the driver of the SUV claimed no injuries at the time. The Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating the crash.
Well, if you weren't aware, the first week of August is World Breastfeeding Week. Nursing moms who've been vaccinated against COVID-19 might wonder if the vaccine's protection is passed on to their newborn. According to some small studies on COVID-19 mRNA vaccines, vaccine antibodies have been detected in breast milk. Cleveland Clinic OBGYN Dr. Tosin Goji says that's great news.
These antibodies that we are finding in breast milk, antibodies against SARS-CoV-2 that we are finding in this breast milk, we're hoping they will offer some protection for these newborns.
A newborn's immune system is still developing, leaving them vulnerable to viruses and bacteria, so they depend on protection from others. Women who are able to breastfeed provide their babies with antibodies to help them through their first few months of life. In fact, it's been shown babies who are breastfed have a lower risk for certain infections. When it comes to COVID-19, some data suggests young infants may be at higher risk for severe illness. Research is ongoing about whether COVID-19 vaccine antibodies in breast milk will protect an infant from coronavirus, but doctors know other vaccines, like the flu shot, are beneficial for baby.
When mothers get the flu vaccine, they produce antibodies, and these antibodies actually protect the newborn when they are transferred through breast milk to the babies.
According to the CDC, pregnant women are more likely to become severely ill with COVID-19. Dr. Goji encourages women who are pregnant or lactating to get vaccinated. If you have concerns about the vaccine, she says it's best to speak with your healthcare provider.
Well, if you are using an old computer, chances are it's not as fast as it used to be. But why is that? In today's Great Computer Deals Tech Tip, Josh Osborne offers some insight.
Hi, it's Josh with Pahrumph's own Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. Josh's brutal truth: the top reasons why your computer is running slow. Your computer has hardware that is worn out and failing. It's time to get it fixed. You have way too many junk programs and security software using up all your valuable computer resources. You expect way too much from a low-end computer. A $300 Walmart laptop won't run high-end software. You're not running a solid-state hard drive. This newer technology allows you to access your data with no moving parts, and it's way faster. You can't get blood from a turnip, folks. It's time for a PC tune-up, fix-up, or a new machine altogether. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
All right, don't grab that remote, your medical minute, and save a pet right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, here's some tips for those of you with aches and pains. If you're experiencing problems with your knees, ankles, or feet, but doctors have failed to properly diagnose it, they might be looking in the wrong place. Dr. David Lewis explains in today's Medical Minute from Spring Mountain Medical.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Lewis. Welcome to this edition of the Medical Minute. Have you ever had any problems with your knees, ankles, or feet, but you don't remember ever getting an injury? In many cases, people can have a weight distribution problem coming from your sacroiliac joints. These joints are functionally connected to your lower back, which may also hurt as well. Your right and left sacroiliac joints are responsible for distributing all the weight you're carrying above the belt line. When you have an imbalance in this region, you may also notice leaning from one leg to the other. Oftentimes, improper sleeping habits can cause this to last for some time. If you have been to another provider for knee, ankle, or foot problems without any relief, you may have a problem where no one is looking in your sacroiliac joints. I specialize in pelvic triangle technique, which directly addresses this problem. If this scenario sounds like something you're experiencing, please call or drop by Spring Mountain Medical so I can evaluate your condition. Feeling better is just a phone call away. My name is Dr. David Lewis, and this has been a Medical Minute brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical.
Thanks so much, Dr. Lewis. Well, it's time to meet another pet that is available for adoption right now. I got to meet him. He is beautiful, and his name is Axel.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and this massive dude is Axel. Axel is an American Staffordshire Terrier mix. He is a brindle color, gorgeous coloring. I love this color. It's a very light beige and like black checkers all throughout his whole body. He looks like a little tiger. Super duper sweet, massive dog though, very, very big. He is a 3-year-old and he is just a little sweetheart. Definitely not a dog that I would consider putting in an apartment. He's quite large. He's extremely friendly, run around, thinks he's a lap dog, trying to keep coming up, sitting on my lap, gets very attached to the people here. There is a lady who comes out and plays with him, and he knows her very well and knows that she has treats. He is just a little sweetheart. If you want to come and see Axel or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call ahead of time, 775-751-7020. You can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. But I actually want to say anything? No, you're trying to kiss my face? Okay.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
We love that dog. We are taking a look outside on our Lerner and Rowe weather cam. It's beautiful.
That is a beautiful shot. There are postcard-esque blue skies, a few scattered clouds. We'll take a closer look at our forecast right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. I'm up to 4 notes in an octave and feeling pretty good about my voice coming back. Thank you as we have patience throughout the week. Let's take a look at the weather, shall we? It's actually, it's just a whole bunch of wonderful up and down the map. Look at this, 93, 97 degrees up north in Fernley, Fallon, Carson City. Barely got into the 90s at 90, Tonopah 95. Marching south, it's heading in a warmer direction, 97 degrees in Goldfield. Triple digits down Beatty, Amargosa, Las Vegas, all the way up to 113 in Vegas. Oh my, you're sweating it. Death Valley, making us all look silly at 123 degrees. And here in the perdition of Pahrump, well, let's take a look. 107 degrees is our current temperature. 109 earlier. Nicer than Vegas. Can I say that? South-southwesterly winds to 18 miles per hour as the sun rose this morning in all its glory and promise at 5:54 a.m. And it will distinguish all that promise at 7:44 tonight. Look for a beautiful sunset over Pahrump. South-southeasterly winds to 16 miles per hour. Might make it a bit blowy this evening, but how does that make it look the rest of the week? Not too bad, actually. Winds backing off, giving us some moderation. 7 miles per hour tomorrow under clear skies. Clear skies most of the week. Temperatures creeping right around the low triple digits, 100, 103, 105. Looks like we get some clouds a little bit later in the week, but nothing scary looking. So we'll have lots of fun. Look forward to the weekend and all of that. Back to the desk. Here's Unette and Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. And tomorrow is that big thing that's happening at the Bob Roode Community Center called the Mega Passes for Fall Festival. Yeah. The tourism board's going to be out there, Arlette and Alex, and they are going to be selling these Mega Passes, and you can get these tickets, which are $100, which includes 5 carnival tickets and game tickets and food credits and everything, and they are going to be right there. Where are they at?
All right.
The Bob Roode Community Center, right on the corner of Basin and Highway 160 from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. They're going to be out there. So if you want to buy a Mega Pass, you can do that tomorrow. You can also call 775-253-1697. The Fall Festival is coming up very soon. It's going to be so much fun.
September 23rd through the 26th. Be there, enjoy the weather. It's our annual event, and you can come out and say hi to all of us.
I won't be there because my daughter's getting married, but I hope you guys have a really good time.
I'll be there.
Yes, she will be there, but this is the one time I'm going to take off. That's okay.
Yes,
I'll see you next year out
there. Darby.
There you go. All right, so go get your Mega Pass, though.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm Deanna.
I'm Unette.
Good night.
Good night.